Hi, everyone. How are you? How are we doing? So, today's message is for Nigerian students of the greatest Nigerian students. Great of the greatest, back. So, now, how has the strike been for you? As a strike. That is all I've been hearing here and there. This is so tiring. Life is frustrating. What will I be doing with my life now? How do I start all over again? What are we going to be doing for that period? Blah 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 blah. That is what I've been hearing everywhere. I have been meeting youths, students that are in federal universities. So I want to ask us, how has it been for us? How have we been managing? How have we been coping? What have we been doing in the house? Yeah, very important. And so today I would like us to see some things that I jotted down here that we can actually be using our time for, even as it is right now that there is nothing much to do. So I'm going to be, let's see what we can be doing for this period. So, students, yes, we are all students. Everyone is a student. The moment you feel that you've known everything and you should stop being a student, that is when someone starts dying. There is a quote like that. I actually paraphrased it. So we should all still be learning in one way or the other, whether we are in a classroom setting, whether we're in an academy or not. So, but for Nigerian students, that are experiencing this as a strike presently, I think we need to issue this out. So, what have we been doing? What have we been doing? Gone are those days where you will just feel that staying in the school system for the period of years that you have to read your book for and just facing it alone should be the normal thing to do. Presently, we are getting to know that there are lots of things that could actually be done even as you are there. Lots of things. What I realize is that there are some skills that school don't teach us. School don't teach us some particular skills which are very, very relevant for reality for us. For instance, now, how many courses have you picked up since this strike began? Did you pick up some courses to say, okay, now I want to know how this thing is being done, not just on a on the face level, but I really, really want to commit myself into knowing deep about this particular thing. I will tell you those things that you can actually use your time on. And I want us to know that as students, our problems of or our areas of concern is relational. Like everyone has different area of concern. Some people, their problem is that they do not know how to manage time. They have time management issue. Some people will tell you that, okay, this and this and this are what I really want to achieve, and they wouldn't be able to achieve that with the limited time that is available for them. So such person, if you have an opportunity of learning a course or studying a course that deals with time management, that they will have to break down all the necessary steps to be taken, the principles to follow, and everything you will do to make sure that you adjust yourself in such manner. Why not pick it up and go for it? Time management, there are courses all around. I know Coursera, I know Udemy, and there are other platforms like that that are offering courses for you to learn. Some are even free. They will tell you, yes, I have a free version of this, I have a free version of that. So why not pick up a course, learn about time management? You can do that. Then there are some people that have maybe like emotional problems. Some people have anger issues. There are still some courses that would help you at least to control it. They may not totally be the cure for it, But with these courses, they will tell you that, okay, these are the guides to follow when you want to calm yourself. These are the things you should do. They will talk about meditations. Just look around for courses you can learn about. So it is not some people will be saying like, what will I be doing? I'll sleep, wake, go on Instagram, go and dance. What is up today? What is going on? Yeah, what is trending? And those are the things that I know that some common people would do. And I know that I am not talking to common people, I'm talking to queens and kings. So I expect that you should not do what commoners are doing. So some people, yeah, there is even, some of these students even have learning issues. Some people have learning issues. Are there courses you can pick up when you go to any learning platform? Just write, okay, now course that is related to learning disability. Are there courses you can pick up that would actually help you out of this problem? Some people have learning issues. Some people cannot retain a long attention span. They will just like any little thing. I put my face on that book, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. My mind is somewhere else. Are there things that you can use this period to do to make sure that, okay, even when you resume back to school at the end of the strike, you will be a better version of yourself? Are there things you can do? Think about it. Think about it. Some persons cannot relate to people in a social context. They have social phobia. They don't know how to behave in public. Is there anything you can do to make yourself better even before resumption? Have you thought of anything like that? If there's anything you can do, then why not go ahead and do it? Why wait till the strike is over? Then you waste your time. No, 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 no. It's not meant to be so. No, you're supposed to utilize this time. Even embrace the presence. Embrace this present as it is. That you do not have a choice, and at the same time, make sure that you are preparing for the future. Don't just see it as there's nothing I can do. Let me just sleep and wake. I don't know. I'll eat. Let's just be living it as it's come. You can embrace the present because you do not have control over ASUU. You do not have control over the present. While you are preparing for the future, you are making sure that you are putting your life in order so that when future comes, it will not meet you unexpected. Do we get that? Some people lack the ability to actually set a goal and commit themselves into it. Some people does not know how to say, yeah, this is what I want to do, and I would make sure that I get it done. Some people are actually gifted in that aspect. They will tell you, I'm doing this, and the next time you are going to see them, they will make sure that they write out or they map out how they are going to make it happen, and they would definitely make it happen. But it's not everyone. Some persons would really wish that they can do some things. They will tell you that, this is what I'm going to be doing. I will do this, I will do that. Oh. And then the next time you are going to see them, life happens, issues comes up, and so many things can just happen. And the next thing you will hear is that I couldn't achieve it, or I couldn't achieve it. When it's now becoming like something that is common, constant thing for you to be saying, you said this, I couldn't achieve it. You said that I couldn't achieve it. You said you would do this last year, you could not achieve it. Then it means that you lack the ability to actually set a goal and commit yourself into it. And what that will tell me is that you need to really seek for an advice, or you need to pick up a course to study, to know about the guiding rule as to how you can get yourself better on this route. So let us utilize being at home for something that is beneficiary to our future, something that is like a relief to us, solving a problem. Prepare yourself for the future. Don't just complain. This is beyond everyone's control. Don't just complain. So what else do I have? Yes. Okay. One other thing that I've come to realize is that, some people, not everyone, when they are going to the school, they have this mentality of, I'm going to school, and when I get there, it's going to be from my lecture room to my hostel, you know, lecture room, hostel, then library, lecture room, hostel, library, lecture room, hostel, library. So it's not that it's not good. Actually, your priority, your first priority, your major priority is to go and study and to get a good grade at school, so that at least you will be happy, you will be um proud of yourself. People that has sent you to school or people that you left in the house will also be proud of you. And everyone just like, wow, this person knows what he or she is doing. And it's so awesome. Sounds so good. Like, I'm just trying to visualize it. If someone goes to school and then graduation day, they call you as the best student in your department, you are putting on your cap, your gown, and everyone's got everyone starts giving you that applaud, it's a beautiful thing. Actually, it looks good, sounds very nice. And then but it will be nicer, it's going to be nicer if you know, or if you learn how to make use of those theory that you've learned in the practical world. It is very important. Those things that are taught in school, you should find a way of balancing it into the practical world. Because majority of us, what I realize is that we know this theorem, we know um the history, we know the theoretical aspect of our studies. But when we are given one issue to handle in the practical world, actually making use of those theory to come and face our own reality is something different entirely. And it can be so funny at times, that you are learning and then people are thinking, yes, 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 you are scoring the marks, you are scoring the marks at school, you are getting the grade. But when it comes to handle little issues, or you knowing how to make use of these theories in the real world, then it becomes, there's a problem to be solved, and then there's no way to go about it. And then those things you've learned cannot even come and save you in such context. That there is a problem. That is where the problem is. So in what can we do in this kind of a situation, or to make sure that this doesn't happen? So this is the time, the period like this is the time that you should know how to manage your school time with your reality. What are the things that are essential in life? What are the things that are essential in life? What are the things that you know that, school or no school, if you get yourself into this kind of a situation, this thing will always guide you and give you way when others do not get way. Good morals, good values, picking up a skills to learn. What skills do you feel comfortable with? I know that it's not all of us that would, skills are relational. Everyone will tell, so people will tell you, me, I will tell you that what I know how to do, that I know that if I start doing now, is to make hair. So if I start making the hair and I start twisting my hand, in fact, no one beats me. And some other persons will tell you that, making hair is not even something I can sit down to do. I can't just imagine myself making a strand of hair. Like, how do I, before I will finish making one, before I will make two, three, four, five, 1 million braids, not me, can't me out. So everyone has the kind of skill that is appropriate for them, or that they know they can do. So have you taken your time to sit down and say, okay, oh, at least you've used over a decade of years on earth. So you should have known, like, these are the kind of aspect that I know that if I venture into, I'm going to eventually be very good at it. I'm going to become the master of all in this kind of category. So have you searched yourself? Have you searched? Have you asked yourself that question? If you haven't, this is the time to do that. Ask yourself, Fashion designer. Okay, it's a good one. Do you think you have the zeal for it? Have you anytime people go and what comes to your attraction is the way this person is dressed, I said the way this clothes is styled. I kind of like the way this angle is. I kind of like this, When what goes on in your mind is always like this, then check yourself well. There's every possibility that you can fit into that category, fashion designing, or you can be a stylist, who would base his or her occupation in styling people and just making sure that people are on a top-notch level in dressing. So that is one aspect you can look into. Another aspect is cooking. Ask yourself, do I enjoy cooking? Do I just find it fun? When people are like, I will now go and stay for 2 hours in the kitchen out of my 24 hours, God forbid. Would you tell yourself that, let me just be cooking and just play one song for me there and let me be dancing as I'm cooking, I'm dancing, I'm jumping up, I'm enjoying all my cutting. In fact, you see anything on Instagram, it's always the food aspect that catches your attention the most. Like, no, I must repeat this recipe. I must make it. I must, Then why are you just making fun with it? Why wouldn't you do something better and make it more professional so that at least it's going to save your time for now, and then later in the future it's going to be a help for you, huge help. That is another thing to do. And there are so many skills you can acquire. Yeah, go into the digital world. I really don't know much about the technology world, but I know that there are so many opportunities in there right now. Have you asked yourself that, okay, what can I learn in this technology world that will fetch me money, that I know that if I just make an advert and I share it within 50 people, let me just tell 50 people, I know that 10 of them will call me to do for them. Have you asked yourself? That's something else that you should consider. Like the world is going from our normal world now to a technology based world, and everyone everyone is just everything now is done online. I'm a teacher and I teach online now, so so anything, so it's like it now comes with the package. If you want to present yourself as anything, everybody wants to be assured, your employers want to be sure that this thing that you say you can do, if you are in an online context, will you also do it professionally? So it has become a criteria now. So it is very necessary for you to learn something about the digital world. I really don't know what might sell for you today, but Google is your friend. You can always ask. You can even work up front. What do I mean by this? You will ask Google that in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, what would be selling in the digital world? What aspect of digital world can I go into that will fetch me money in the next 2 years? Do that, then you will get lots of answers and how you can actually go about it. And then it means you are preparing for the future, even while the moment is not really pleasing, so to say. You are preparing, you are utilizing that time to prepare for the future. And that is wisdom. There is no other wisdom than that. That is what they call wisdom. So that's aside, let's go to communication skills. Good. These communication skills, one thing that school don't teach us at all, and I don't know if someday it will be added in the curriculum, or maybe somehow Ministry of Education will consider it and they will know how important communication skills is. I said it earlier and I will say it. Most of the things that I've learnt in school, we can't even express clearly what we know, what is on our head. We know the theories, we know these things, we can visualize it. But when it comes to actually explaining to people, communicating it to people, or someone calls you that, yes, what would you do in this kind of a problem, if you find yourself there, then it is very difficult for us to actually intelligently and clearly express something that that person will take away and say, thank you, I got my answer. It is very difficult. So what does that tell us? It tells us that whether you go to school or you do not go to school, or there's that strike, or your school is running perfectly smoothly, you are in a private institution, communication skill is what you take your money. You carry your money like this, you go and pay wherever you see people teaching, learning about communication skills, how to communicate in different contexts, in different situations, how to interact with people, how to, in fact, you are helping yourself oh. If you take your money like this and you go and pay that, okay, yes, I want to commit myself into this, you are really really helping yourself. Nothing beats it, nothing. The least thing that we are being told about, that we are being taught about in school, is communication skills, and it gets to affect us in different contexts, because it is not about when you are in school, it is about when you face reality, you are in the real world, and you are sitting with someone of and higher importance. I know we are all important, but someone in an higher rank of title or position, and then you want to communicate. And as a graduate, they are expecting that you open your mouth and you say something that is meaningful. They don't want to waste their time trying to make you to explain and explain and explain. So, in a short sentence, in two sentences, in three sentences, they want you to modify everything that you want to say and share with them, and it has to be meaningful. So, you imagine how you will handle it. Imagine how you will handle it if you rely only on what school will be teaching you for communication, only what your lecturer says to you, only what the interactions you have with your mate and your lecturer in lecture rooms, if that is the only thing you rely on. You can imagine how you are going to feel when you meet yourself in this kind of a context. You are not going to feel good. You are not, and it's going to show, because the fear is going to be there, the tension is going to be there, it's going to be show that no, this person is. And then you know what, it kills that intelligence, it kills it. It doesn't make that fact that I know everything, it doesn't make it show. Okay, now maybe I'm being recommended to someone, I have something I want to do, and then this person tells me that I'm introducing John to you. John was a first class student in my class then. He did this, he did that. In fact, he was taking other people tutorial, it was this, it was that. And I'll be like, wow, cool, nice to meet you, John. And I like, John, have your seat. So can you tell me how you've been able to add values to humanity in the past 5 years? I'm not going to be asking you questions about your studies, because I didn't even I wasn't there when you were studying, and I don't know your course of study. So I'm going to ask you questions relating to what I feel that, okay, yeah, you should know about, or relating to what how you can help my own, how you can challenge my own problem, how you can help me. That is what I'm going to ask you. So if all you know is what you have in your head while you were in school, you can imagine the level of disappointment. It's going to be like, oh. Would you say, give me a few minutes, let me think about it? They don't say that. They expect you to give them a response. And then when it's taking time before you respond, then there is a problem. You're already giving them a sign that this kind of first class, I don't think is what I want. And that is just the way it goes. So for us not to face this kind of scenarios later while we are out of school, it is a good time for us to actually learn communication skills, learn how to use body language, learn how to use facial expressions. The kind of graduates that are expected to be produced these days are not the one way directional students or graduates. People expect you to be all rounder. You might not actually, being all rounder does not mean you can do all things, or your professionalism is in everything. But being an all rounder person means that at least a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So you would be able to navigate around different situations. Where like, this one starts, wow, yeah. You might not necessarily have all the ideas about one subject matter, but at least you know that this is how I should behave in this kind of a scenario. This is the kind of body language that I should give in this kind of a situation. This is what I should say when this is happening. This is what I shouldn't say. Someone is celebrating. These are the kind of languages to be used. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, let me save that till later. Someone is mourning. You know the kind of languages to use. You are not going to keep quiet. You are going to say something. You are going to say something meaningful because you have learned the kind of languages to use in different contexts. In a family gathering, you know the things, the kind of things to say. In a gathering of strangers, you know the kind of things to say. You go to places, people there are not welcoming. You know what to say because you have developed your communication skills. You are not waiting till you get out of school, or maybe somewhere where lecturer will tell. No lecturer will tell you. Lecturer will they will only teach you within the frame of what they are giving in their curriculum. That is what they will teach you. No one goes extra. No one goes beyond. And Ministry of Education hasn't thought of it to add communication skill 101 into the syllabus of schools in Nigeria. I don't know if it is done in other countries. I don't know, but I know that it is. There's nothing like that that I've heard about, anyways. So why not utilize this period to learn about communication skills? So my second point is that learn English. Learn English. Learn English. I know some people will be like, English is a borrowed language. Why should I be learning English? How important is English? Will English put food on my table? What is English? Who born English? So let us not talk like that because English language is now the new, it has always been, and it will continue to be the universal language. English is the universal language. No one is expecting you to open your mouth and start talking like Professor Wole Soyinka, like, all the big B's. But you are expected to be able to speak to me in a way that I understand what you are saying. If you call yourself a graduate or you say you are a student, you should express yourself and let me know that this is what you are saying. By the time you talk and I start saying, can you come again? I don't get that. Can you please paraphrase? Can you rephrase it? Can you say it in another way? Then there is a problem. There is a problem, then it means that maybe it's taking you time to actually try to connect words together, to actually paraphrase. So no one is saying everyone started perfectly. There's always a phase to learn. You are going to learn it and you are going to be good at it. But the point is that, are you even making a trial? Are you trying at all, or do you just feel comfortable with that level of English that you are speaking? There are so many people that faces problem on speaking English, and it's the truth. It's a truth that we don't like to admit to ourselves. We don't like to admit to it because, but it's the truth. Most of the times, the common ones are the fact that people vocabulary skips off people's brain. Then when you want to talk, you know what you want to say and you are familiar with it, but it's gone out of the head. I'm like, oh God, oh, I know. Remind me. And no one sees your mind. No one knows what you want to say. So no one is going to remind you. You are going to have to remind yourself. And how would you remind yourself? Yeah, let me share this with you. My second YouTube channel is going to be, that's a call for me. I have to cut. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. So my second YouTube channel is going to be on English, teaching English, and it's going to be short teachings, 5 minutes. Let me not promise every day, maybe twice a week, 5 minutes twice a week, and I'll communicate it to you when it is ready and when it's about to kick off. I'm going to communicate it generally. So that's what it's going to be all about. It's going to be learn English with me, 5 minutes every day. So we're going to talk about vocabularies, that to be vocabularies and how to use them in different social contexts, and that is what we are going to be talking about. So what else have we not spoken about? Yeah, learn English. English is very essential, it's very important. Anywhere you go to now, people expect you to be able to communicate, you expect you to be able to express yourself. Let me understand what you are saying, make it clear. So you just have to know how to speak good English. I know that it is not easy and it is not our language. That is why no one is expecting you to comprehend all the big grammar in the dictionary. But in its, no matter how simple you want to speak, in its simplest form, say a complete sentence. How are you? How are you? Or whichever way you want to say it. How are you? I am fine. Oh, I love your dress. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Oh, this hair is absolutely nice. Those, they are not complicated words, but you say it in such a way that it makes sense. It's actually, it sounds good to the listener. So, what are we talking about? We should learn how to speak a good English. We should learn how to speak. You are going to always make mistake. Like even the native speaker in English language, they make mistake. Their tongue grows and they say nonsense. So that one is inevitable. But make maximum effort to do your best so that even when you make mistake, people understand that it's a common thing. It is not that you would want to talk and then it's going to be difficult for you, or you can search for vocabulary in your vocabulary bank to use in any talking scenario. Then there is a problem that has to be really worked on if it is like that. So learn English. My YouTube channel comes up soon. You'll be the first to know. So stay glued to this channel so that you will know when the other one is ready. And we are going to be learning English twice a week, 5 minutes. And I promise you that it's going to perform wonders, because something about learning is that the more you learn, the more you know. The more you put your mind on it, the more it keeps coming to your head. The more you commit yourself into it, the more it keeps forming up and it becomes what is supposed to be. So that is it. One other thing that you can learn about is dress sense. Learn dress sense. Learn dress sense. Yes, I know this dress sense of a thing. I'm going to be shaking one big table right now, I know. But it is not all of us that has a very good sense of dressing, and that is just the truth. Some people, when you see them, it looks like they are born with it. I could remember back then when I was doing jam lesson. Yes, jam lesson. You know jam now? Yes, the lesson. That was long ago, long ago. So one girl was in my class then. Yes, she's now a celebrity. So she would always dress in such a way that you don't have to compete, because this dressing is always, every day she gives us something different. In fact, even if she's repeating a clothes, she will repeat it in such a way that you've never seen her completely in that appearance before. Something will be changed, something will be taken for another one, and then be like, this dress sense is like this one was born with it too. This one brought it from heaven. So as soon as we got out of jam blessing and everyone just went their different way, I wasn't surprised when I started seeing her on TV, because she has started giving us that clue that this is where I belong. Oh. The categories that wears one clothes one day, that just dropped it somewhere the following day, another clothes, and I wasn't surprised. So some people would have it. So don't feel bad if you find yourself in a category of people that doesn't really have a good what's it called? A good should I say level of dress sense. Do not feel bad. It is not your fault. Remember, anything can be changed. It is not always your fault. It is not always your fault. Don't beat yourself. Don't like blame yourself. Ah, no, no. How why can this person be dressing like this? But me, it will never come to my head how to combine this and this. Ah, no, 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 no. You don't have to hate yourself up. You don't have to complain. All you need to do is to make an effort to learn. You can learn. You can learn. If right now, thank God for learning platforms here and there. There's nothing you can't learn about. As simple as the kind of colors of clothes you can combine, you would see a place to learn, and then they will tell you green and blue goes together, yellow and red does not go together, white and black. They will tell you when you should use white, when you should use black. So instead of staying home, it's a good time for you to actually go and learn if you know that you are lacking in this particular situation. It is a good time to learn about how to dress well, learn about how to dress in different social contexts. It is a birthday party. What are the kind of clothes to wear? In fact, by learning self, you can even have a notebook and start asking Google, what kind of dressing is used when you want to go for a birthday party? Whatever you see, write it somewhere, articulate it and write it. When you write it, it's easier for you not to, when next you want to check, it's easier for you to take your notes and just say, okay, what are the things that I wrote down the last time? And then you open it, you have your idea again, and you get it. The kind of clothes that they wear for naming ceremony, the kind of clothes that they wear to beach, the kind of clothes that they wear to parties, the kind of clothes that they wear for clubbing, the kind of, So write it down so that you don't wear well the kind of the clothes for wedding for maybe like a dinner. So you don't mix them for each other. So it is very vital that you learn how to dress. Not every one of us, as I said earlier, has this inbuilt talents of knowing how to dress. Some people would actually sit down like this and they would just envision a particular dressing. And what you will hear from them is like, oh my God. Like, oh my God, for what now? They'll be like, if you see one style that just came to my head right now, I must make sure that I sew that style. And the next thing they will do, they will take a pen, draw it exactly as they saw it, and they are going to make sure that they describe it to whoever their fashion designers are, and this person is going to reproduce it for them. Then they wear it and they say, yes, it's my design, it's my design. But if you are not like that, what would you do? In your own basic way, go and learn the rudiment, learn about the basic ones, learn about the colors to wear, learn about the kind of shoes to wear with this kind of dressing, learn about the colors to combine with this. There are so many ways you can go around it. Don't wait till everything is fine. Or you say, because I'm in school, I just want to face my studies, nothing added. Many things should be added, actually. Many things should be added. So that is one thing again. One other thing you can learn as a student is advertisement skills. Advertisement skills. I've come to realize that no matter how good you are proficient, you have entrepreneurial skills, you are very brilliant, you're an engineer, just think of any profession, any profession. If you, then any profession, lawyer, teacher, I've realized that if you don't know how to advertise yourself, there is a problem. You don't know how to advertise what you sell, you don't know how to advertise yourself as whom you are, then there is a problem. There is a problem. Advertisement skills for different professions. Go and learn it now that you are still doing your studies. Now that you have a free time to do something. How do you advertise yourself as an engineer by the time you come out of school? How do you advertise yourself as a nurse by the time you are out of school? How do you advertise yourself as a medical doctor by the time you are out of school? How do you advertise yourself as a carpenter, furniture man? All these things need to be put into consideration even while you're at school. You need to take a little time and think about reality. Don't just focus all your mind on I'm in school. Okay, that's all. I'm in school. It's good. And yes, and I'm going to, I don't know, someone might be asking me that, how about some people that can actually combine two things at a time? So we are coming to that. So advertisement skills is something that we should always put into consideration as well. So for the people that does not know how to manage two things at a time, all I can say, because I've gotten like there has been places that I've given speeches, and I keep hearing that some people will say they can combine multiple things, they can multitask, they can do two things at a time. One will suffer while the other will enjoy. But I still believe that it is possible. It is very, very possible. The skills that you are lacking is scheduling, scheduling, scheduling. For instance, being in school right now, like I'm not talking about right now that you are home. As you're home right now, you can keep up with your schoolwork and still be reading while you get some other things doing. But I'm even talking about when everything is fine and students are in school. If there is a way that you can schedule, okay, don't take two things, don't take more than one thing at a time. For instance, I'm schooling and I want to develop my communication skills. That alone is enough for that semester. Studies stroke communication skills. Don't add baking to it. Don't add fashion designing. Don't If you know you're that kind of a person that can't do much at a time, just take it one. And everyone knows that the paramount thing here, the first priority is your studies, because that is what you would say you are doing for this period of time. So no one is expecting that you place something else above it as a priority. So everybody will understand if you say, okay, now today, 8 to 10, I have lectures. This time to this time, I have lectures. This time to this time, I'm going to read whatever I must have been taught in class. But one thing you can do is to look for 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, and say, for this 1 hour, I'm going to have my class, or I'm going to read about this particular aspect of communication skill, building my own communication skill. And you know what you are going to do at that time? You are going to make sure that you get it done. You will build your communication skill. Every day, you already have an hour. That one has been inscribed into your timetable. This 1 hour is going to be for this. So days that you cannot meet up, you feel pained because it's like something is not added to you like it should be, because you know what you want, you know what you are doing. So you'll be like, yes, every 1 hour, imagine every 1 hour every day for the whole of the semester, and you say you want to learn communication skills. By the time you are coming out of school and you open your mouth to talk to your parents in the house, honestly, they will tell you, I know what I'm paying for. And they will not know that you have gone extra mile to even go out of what they are paying for to developing yourself. And that is how it's supposed to be. They won't tell us everything. There are some things we should figure out by ourselves. So just imagine that. And you can take that 1 hour and use it to build your own communication skills and you know how to interact with people in any context, it's going to be very, 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 very beautiful. And that is what I want you to do. So, one other thing that I would like to advise you for is that you should learn how to be confident. I don't know. I was thinking of it that is there any way I can actually make this live stream without talking about confidence, because my niche is on confidence, 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 So I'm going to take the last 15 minutes of this live stream to talk about confidence. So, how do you build your own confidence in your area of expertise? How do you build your confidence in your area of expertise? Or when you are talking, yes, let's divert it to that. When you want to talk, you're in any talking context, how do you build your confidence? The first thing that you should do is that, as I said before, practice. Practice, practice is what makes you perfect. So you want to learn how to talk in any social context, then you should be practicing it. You must be talking, you must be talking, learn how to socialize with people. Don't isolate yourself in the hostel or wherever and say that I'm cool being alone. It's good to be cool. I'm not saying it's wrong not to be by yourself. I'm not saying it's wrong. But the truth is that most of the time it doesn't pay, because if we are supposed to live in isolation, then God would have created us to be like, you will be here, I will be here, the other person will be here, and everyone will just be and like, okay, yeah, Shade, this is your word, you dominate here, don't talk to anyone, eat your food, drink your water, blah blah. And then they call you to and they say, this is your territory, don't go out of here, eat your food there, drink water, don't touch this, just like it was in the Garden of Eden back then. So God would have told us, okay, yeah, you stay here. Don't talk to people, don't associate with people. So I feel that no matter how introverted we are still expected to talk to people, know how to relate to people. That doesn't make you an extrovert. It doesn't make you like you must be here and there. But no, you should still learn how to interact with people, especially when necessary, so that at that point that you need it the most, it's not going to come as a problem for you. You are used to it already. It's not a big deal. That's why you will see some people and then you want them to like, please, I want to have a talk with this person, would you be able to do that for me? And they will tell you, why not, what's there, I'm going to do it for you. It's because they've trained themselves not to behave, not to be afraid of, talking to people, meeting people, relating to people. If it was the other way around and they've always restricted coming to the back, like, I don't want to talk, oh, no, 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 let me shift to the back. It's not my type that they want there. It's not, it's not going to be that easy. It's not going to be that easy. So in building your confidence, as a student, you must learn how to talk to people, learn how to talk to your mates, learn how to talk to people that are older in age. And when I mean how, I really mean how, because the way you will talk to people who are your mates is kind of different from the way you talk to people who are older. And it's different from the way you will talk to people who are younger, because people who are younger are seeing you as a mentor, as uncles, aunties, brothers, sister, teacher, counselor. So you should know how to actually relate with them so that you can meet up with their expectations. So for you to be confident as a student, learn how to talk to people. It is very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. One mistake that we also make when we are talking to people is that you ask, you want to articulate a statement, and then you are saying it as a question. You want to articulate a statement where you are saying it in form of a question, or vice versa. You want to ask a question and you are saying it as a statement. Let me think of an instance for that. Like, you are going home. You are going home. What is you are going home? It's not correct. Are you going home? I think this one now, I'm cutting into my English class already. But don't worry, you will have more to learn in the on the English YouTube channel. So, like, you are going home, you are going home, you are eating, you are dancing. They are not right way of speaking. So if you are building the way you speak on that platform, on that foundation, days that you go to places that are higher, days that you show your face in important scenes, these are still the things that you will carry there. These are the things you would also go there to go and repeat. So when you want to ask a question. Hello, how are you? Are you going home? Are you going to the salon? Where are you? Where is your mom? It's as simple as that. Most of the mistakes we make, it's not like we don't know the right thing, but the kind of mindset of, does it matter? It doesn't really matter. Let's do it as we want. Let's do it anyhow. Is what affects us most of the time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So by the time someone points your attention to 10 wrong things that you do, and all you can say is, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. I can bet you that I can bet that those things that you are saying, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, they are the ones that would accumulate together, and you will be needing on that day that you are going for your interview, on that day that you have to meet with someone to have a talk to, that maybe that person, who knows what must have happened, maybe that person would have been your helper. It is those, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, little stuff that can just bring someone down. So do not say it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Instead, try to learn to put things the correct way, the most correct way it can be. Don't say it doesn't matter, because it does matter. Even if it doesn't, it wouldn't matter in the future. It's better you do it the right way, so that it will not disqualify you one day. Are we getting the point? So it is very important that we know that all these things matter. Do not say it doesn't matter. Then one other thing that I realize is that we as human, we do not have listening skills. Yeah, we do not have listening skills, or we lack listening skills, or we are not just patient enough to always want to listen to what others are saying. People tend to, what I realize about people is that when people are talking, the first thing that they are watching out for is that, okay, say what you want to say while I'm thinking of what I would respond with. They're thinking of, yeah, what response would I give? So even as they are talking, you're saying your own, da, 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 do. The other person is just like, hmm. That he or she is not hearing you. He or she has gone somewhere else, thinking of what would I reply you with. So about 75% of what was being said was not even heard by the hearer. And this is how it happens. So listening skills, we can build on it as well. You should learn about listening to others. You should, then I will give us a clue of when someone is talking. When someone is talking, I'm just going to give us a clue. The things that you should look out to hear from anyone talking to you. This one is a secret, is one hidden fact. You are going to listen for the main idea. Okay, yeah, you are telling me this now. What is the main idea? Like, what is the point? Now, for this conversation we are having, the main idea is ASU strike, about ASU strike. So now I have a clue of what you're talking about. So that has a place already in my heart. This person is talking about this. So the other things that I might now be waiting to listen to are the supporting ideas or supporting details. So I would just keep quiet and like, okay, carry on. So when you come to me, I'm like, the exhaustion strike is so tiring. It's like, wow, okay, carry on. So then you start. This is what the federal government are saying. This is what Ministry of Education are saying. This is what the lecturer wants. This is what the students are saying. This is the stake of the non-academic staff about it. Then you tell me blah blah blah. I'm like, wow, wow, wow. So at least I should be able to get four supporting ideas from those things you are talking about. That is when I know that I have listened to you. So when you ask me to talk, I do not just generalize the next thing I'm going to say on your main idea. So I can bring a point from one of those your idea that wow. So the non-academic staffs too, they do not feel, so that is when you know that I have listened to you. So listening skills is also very, very important to be developed as a student. So we don't need to wait till ASU is over. We don't need to just start it now. Go how to develop my listening skills. What can I do what can I do to develop my listening skills? How can I be a better listener? Go and Google it. Google is your friend. If you cannot pick up a course for now, ask Google. Make your research very well and make sure that you come back or you go back to school a new and a better person. So communication skill is very, 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 very important. And for the last 3 minutes that we have here, I'm going to be talking about staying, what um with gratitude attitude. Staying with gratitude attitude. Stay gratitude, remain gratitude, be gratitude. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful you have life. We all know that yes, it's kind of hot somehow. It's kind of not, or it's not palatable, but be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for life. Be grateful for the opportunity to gain admission. So many people are still on the streets trying to get admission into any school. Let me just go anywhere. Right now, I don't even mind. It doesn't have to be a university. Let it just be anything. I'm tired. Jam is this. This is frustrating. This is this. This is that. So many complain from people. So even in this, I want you to always remember to be grateful. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for where you are. Be grateful for what you can do. Be grateful that you have a phone. I just made mention of it. Ask Google. Some people does not have this privilege to have a smartphone, even as I'm talking to you. So you can't talk about Google because they can't relate, their brain cannot process it. So be grateful for what you have, be grateful for what is happening to you. Be grateful. I call it smelling the little roses. Smelling the little roses. No matter how discomforting, how praised you are, how unpalatable things are for you, still try to open your eyes more and say, this is what I have that some do not have. This is what I am enjoying that some may not necessarily be enjoying. This is what I can do that this person actually wants to do it, but he or she is not privileged, but I am privileged. So this act of gratitude is what you should be working on, and make sure that you laugh often. When you finish expressing your gratitude, make sure that you remain happy, you remain in the laughing mood. Keep on the laughing mood, you know, and make sure that you are grateful to God, be grateful to humanity, be grateful to your family, be grateful for people around you, and make sure that you're always happy. Always keep it real. Always find a way to make best use of whatever circumstances that you are going through, and make sure that you're happy. So that is the end of our life today, and we might be announcing to do more of this very soon. So time will tell. Let's wait and see. Thank you all for joining. Bye.